What's up you guys, my name is Mac, this is Cherry Bomb, and today we're going to do the Viper cut. Let's get right into it. Alrighty, so tools you'll need for the Viper cut is you're going to want to have some sort of Dremel or rotary tool, and then with that you're going to have some cutoff wheels to be able to actually do the cutting. And you want to make sure you wear safety glasses, especially with cutoff wheels. They have a history of just breaking just because they're thin, but just wear safety glasses. You're going to want to have some masking tape so that you can mark off where exactly you want your cut depending on how aggressive you want to go. You want to have some sort of rubber edge trimming so when you do cut you can, one, cover up your mistakes with the edge, and then two, it looks better, and three, it'll just protect your paint more. And then you're gonna want to have a drill, and you can also use a Dremel for this case of we're gonna make some extra holes in the liner to be able to zip tie the liner to the frame in a couple spots just so it doesn't rattle around when we're out and about. And then we've got drill bits in here. You want to have some sort of circular thing that you can trace around the edge so you can connect your two lines together so it's not at such a hard, harsh 90-degree angle. And then a Sharpie or some sort of permanent marker to be able to mark, especially on that curve in the corner, and we'll do that now. Alright guys, one thing I'm going to do as well real quick is I'm just going to clean off the area where we'll be cutting just to get any dirt and stuff so that way our tape sticks better and our liner sticks better as well. Alright, so now we're going to start masking off where we want to cut. With the trim, the black trim, we want to have probably like a half an inch or so that way the trim doesn't go over onto this plate, it stays down here. So I'm liking the angle, and like I said, depending on if you want to go higher, I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible. And then right here on the corner, we've got the top of our spray cap, and you can use really any circular thing. And we're going to just like that. That way we have an edge to follow when we do our cutting. And this is why you wear safety goggles. So one thing I just did here is I removed this 10mm bolt. Right here, you'll remember this from the fog install video, but I just removed that so that way we can move it more so we can cut up here easier. Alright guys, to turn the engine off, sorry I have to use my truck for power because I don't have an outlet nearby me and I don't have a garage. So, okay, so it was a little rough, but we did it. It's actually not that bad of a line. And what I also did is I also removed this here. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm really gonna take some time and clean up these rough edges and really try and get, a lot of it just comes right off as you can see. But I'm gonna take a small grinding wheel to it and just clean it up. That way the trim goes on there as nice and smoothly. And then also it's important not to cut off this guy down here because we'll cut off all this trim out. But there's a bracket right here, and that's really gonna help the bumper from bouncing around in the wind and stuff. And even the turnaround right here came out really well. So anyway, I'm gonna keep cutting, or I'm gonna clean up, and then we'll move to the other side. All right, so I cleaned it up quite a bit between a combination of some grinders on the grinder and just a knife, honestly. If there's any imperfections, most of it's gonna get covered up by the trim anyway, so some of this stuff, it's not worth the time. And that's up to you if you want to fight for that more. But now we're going to cut out this fender. So I trimmed up around here just so it's more curvy for the trim to go on. And then now we're going to cut out the rest of the wheel liner here. So I turned the wheel a little bit just to give us room, but our plan is just to go straight across and cut off this. Let's do it. Okay, so we obviously got the wheel liner removed, and I want to give you some tips I want to give you some tips since I got this all trimmed up. So one thing is, this guy, I would just take this off, take this screw out, and then you can pop the wheel liner out. And then here is where I trimmed mine up. And I'm going to, this is where I was saying I'm gonna do some zip ties. I'm probably gonna do one where that hole is and one down where that hole is. And then this is where I trimmed it there, and then I trimmed it there. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, after using, I have very crappy cutoff wheels in this little kit that I bought. I just started taking scissors, and since I had the engine on and it was hot, it cut through this wheel liner very, very easily, and I saved myself so much time because those cutoff wheels kept breaking. So that's what I did. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to basically finish up this side. So I'm gonna drill 2 holes in the wheel liner, run some zips, and then I'm gonna put the trim, and we're gonna see how it looks. Let's do it. All right, so now that's reinforced. So that's not going anywhere. And you could cut it off to here, but I decided to keep it just like that. So now let's do the trim. So you can see there's before and there's after. Came out really nice. Now let's do the other side. Hey guys, that's gonna wrap up this modification slash install. I just want to show you a few things I did differently on the passenger side that I changed on the driver's side, so let's go through them now. This is the trim, obviously, and I had it going all the way under here, but then it created like a panel gap, so I just cut it there, and then I did that to the other side. And then you probably saw in the time lapse that I used scissors, and it was way faster. And again, this is just where I cut it all the way back to here, zip there, and that way this isn't gonna be bouncing around like crazy. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We've been doing a lot of installs lately, so I'll put the install playlist up in the corner. But thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Helps if you turn the truck on for power.